just want to also acknowledge the other lead faculty in the doctoral programs who have participated in a substantive way in the enhancements that we have delivered at the university. So just to start off, I want to apologize for not having this be a formal slideshow, but I want to make sure you can see me in the video and see the slides at the same time. So the overall strategy that we have implemented, my video here a bit so you can see the full title. We've developed a multidimensional strategy to implement our initiative for enhancing faculty-student engagement and faculty accountability in our doctoral programs at the university. And basically, this is a four-pronged approach. It includes a curriculum focus by scaffolding scholarly skills for all doctoral students. We reconfigure the dissertation and ADP committees. We focus specifically on legacy students or those students that have been in the program for a long period of time, and also implemented the applied doctoral project. So just a bit about each of those, and I'll go into these in a bit more detail, and also talk about some recent outcomes we've had with these initiatives. So in terms of the curriculum or the curricular focus on scaffolding scholarly skills for doctoral students, we focus specifically on including courses in the doctoral programs, which focus on improving time to completion. So by providing courses, which again, I'll talk about in more detail, such as the scholarly writing courses, which give students the opportunity to practice key skills, such as information literacy, looking at the lit review, the annotated bibliography. We've also looked at ways to reduce dissertation breaks within the program, and also improve the in-residence experience. So the in-residence experience really prepares students for their dissertation or ADP program. We've also implemented the fourth in residence, which is an optional in residence for students that are struggling to complete. Also do an academic plan in that fourth in residence that focuses on time management. The dissertation committee, we recasted the chair role so that the chair has the opportunity to lead the chair process, the dissertation process specifically. I'm kind of looking at that as a more traditional chair role where they, focus on the overall dissertation or ADP process, the key components of alignment, the problem statement, purpose statement, research questions, the overall document, helping the students stay focused, do goal setting at week one, check in with the student midway through the course, and keep the student accountable at the end of the course to ensure progress. We migrated away from the anonymous research review board to including methodological readers on each committee to facilitate a collaborative process within the committee. Again, we've been focusing specifically on those students that have been struggling to complete to facilitate their completion, giving them a variety of tools to focus on their ability to complete. And then we've implemented the applied doctoral project for the society students specifically to give them an option to do projects that are focused on their uniquely situated context and give them a variety of tools that are applied doctoral specific. So turning our attention now to the curricular focus, we've included courses for students that are entering the program as of July 1st, 2017, that include the Scholarly Argument 1 and Scholarly Argument 2, again, to help students in preparing to develop a lit review that's focused on our topic of study. We have the 3 mandatory in-residences, which focus on topic selection, problem statement formalization, and developing skills needed to help students design their studies. At each of the in-residence, we have available resources, including giving students exposure to the library, the writing center. We also give students exposure to the SAGE research methods database, which is an amazing or suite of resources rather, excuse me, that give students pretty much everything they need to design and execute their research at the doctoral research phase. Again, as I said, we have the fourth in residence, which gives students the ability to create an academic plan to keep them on pace. We have both the traditional and the virtual in residence, which gives students the ability to either meet face-to-face, in person, or do their in residence at a distance. And then we have now the dissertation planning and ADP planning 1 and 2 courses, which give students the ability to establish either their LOI, their letter of intent, or their PJT, their project justification template, which ensures that they're ready to kind of hit the ground running to focus on their proposal once they move towards the dissertation or ADP courses at the doctoral research phase. Students also select their chair at the beginning of the ADP or DP Planning 2 course, which is an opportunity, again, to be well set up to focus on the proposal following the planning courses. As I mentioned, we move towards a more traditional committee structure where the chair facilitates the process. They set a goal at the beginning of the course so the student is focused and has those goals that they check in on in the middle of the course, and then discuss how they are going to move towards the next course at the end. We have the methodological reviewer or reader who is in the course. We believe it's important to not have the blind reviews because, again, there's the ability to collaborate within the committee. We also believe that open structure helps to basically facilitate progress course over course and within the course as the milestones are being reviewed. So we have a group of methodological readers who are now part of that process within the committee. Within the research faculty, we have basically a group of dedicated research faculty. We've been through now 2 rounds of hiring of highly experienced research faculty that serve as chairs. They went through the NFE process, the chair training. We're going to be having another round of hiring and training at the end of the year. I believe another 15 or 20 folks are going to be hired to go through that. So, just to ensure that we really have what we would call sort of, the best of the best in terms of highly experienced folks that have worked as dissertation or applied doctoral chairs, experience in online education, so skilled in the ability to manage the dissertation process in online education at the doctoral level, skilled in research methods. And so we're just finding that our students are really receiving a high level of service at the doctoral level. And at the same time, providing not just high quality training, doing ongoing meetings. We've had 2 university-wide meetings for our doctoral research faculty where we've been able to talk with them about these changes, check in with them, get feedback from them, review updated handbooks on policies and procedures, and obtain faculty feedback. As far as the legacy students, we've had the ability to identify chairs maybe that were struggling with those students, again, recruit faculty that have experience dealing with students that struggle to complete, develop these intervention strategies, including the 4th in residence and the academic plan, and intervene with those students to ensure that we can meet the needs of those students. So more specifically, we had identified those students that were struggling to complete. We included the applied doctoral project as an option for those students, assigned the methodological reader. Nearly all of those students now have participated in a fourth in residence or have had other interventions or a constellation of interventions that we've applied to them. And we'll talk about some success for some of those students in terms of moving them through their completion. So we also updated the faculty handbook to better articulate expectations for faculty so that we could improve the trajectory of those students. So as of this spring, we basically went through that identification process and ensured that all students were being served by chairs that had that expertise. That's what that slide identifies. So in terms of the applied doctoral project, the PsyD students new PsyD students were defaulted to that because, again, we feel that the applied doctoral project best aligns with their degree. Current students have the option of moving towards the applied doctoral project. And we've gone through the process of moving students to that. And we found that, for example, students that were struggling to complete, we've had situations where students that were languishing in their program were able to complete within 3 months with a high quality outcome. We've enjoyed support from a variety of both, again, I mentioned the faculty, in particular the lead faculty, as well as from operations, specifically the dissertation task force, which is a cross-functional group. Todd Fiore deserves a call out for helping us to track metrics. Mary and Joy helped us with project management across a variety of complicated projects. Again, we've had help from HR, from CETL, from Haley Pessner and her team in terms of helping to, and Jody Himerda as well, as far as setting up doctoral research chair trainings, ADP trainings, and the various doctoral research faculty meetings that I mentioned earlier. So it's just some initial outcomes. We're finding, that we're seeing increases in completion. This is early because, it can take a while to track completion since the dissertation and ADP process is a long process. However, when it comes to more short-term outcomes like proposals, we're already seeing a 49% increase year over year from 2017, which is a substantive increase. And so we're already beginning to see some meaningful outcomes year over year with the implementation of these interventions. So in summary, some next steps, we want to continue to track and evaluate, look at the performance of including the methodological readers, faculty performance and student progress, make appropriate changes, and specifically as the University of the Rockies merges with Ashford University, to leverage CETL specifically, enhance circles of practice, continue to engage the doctoral research faculty in talking about ways that we can support our chairs as they manage the dissertation and ADP process, support them as they support our students. We want to make sure that we're continuing to make headway as far as completing our legacy students, see if there's other interventions that we might want to consider, but continue to support our committees as they help to support our students. But thus far, we're starting to see that the interventions that we've included, as far as the fourth in residence, the inclusion of the methodological reader in the committee, the academic plan, that taken together that these interventions are demonstrating improvement. We do plan on doing some formal research in this area, hope to publish this research and present at conferences because we do feel that we have a unique voice as it relates to informing online doctoral education. So thank you again, and we will keep you abreast as this research continues.